We are looking at the first chapter of 7th standard mathematics. This is where we stopped in the last class, division of integers. We know that division is the inverse operation of multiplication. Let us study some examples for natural numbers. Okay, we know that 3 into 5 is 15, 15 by 5 is 3, 15 by 3 is 5, 4 into 3 is 12, that means 12 by 4 is 3, 12 by 3 is 4. Okay, thus we can study, we can say for each multiplication statement of natural numbers, there are two corresponding division statements. Can we write a multiplication statement and its corresponding division statement for integers? Study the following and complete the table. 2 into minus 6 is minus 12. So minus 12 by minus 6 is 2. Minus 12 by 2 is minus 6. So for each multiplication statement, we can find two division statements, right? Yeah, proceed from here. Okay, we can infer from the above that we divide a negative integer by a positive integer or a positive integer by a negative integer. We divide them as whole numbers and a negative sign for the quotient. Okay, we thus get a negative integer as the quotient. Okay, so compute the following. 100 by 5 is 20, minus 20, minus 9, so minus 15, minus 16, minus 5, minus 16, right, minus 4. Can we say that minus 48 by 8, 48 by minus 8 same? Yes, they are same. Check whether these by this are same. Yes, they are same. These are also same. We also observe that minus 12 by minus 6 is 2, minus 20 by minus 4 is 5, minus 32 by minus 4 is 8, minus 45 by minus 9 is 5. So we can say that when we divide a negative integer by a negative integer, we get a positive integer as the quotient. Like we multiply with negative integer with negative integer, we end up getting positive integer, right, as the result. So compute the following. First one is 9, second one is 6, 7, 67. This one 13 2 is 26, 13 5 is 65. So 25. Properties of integers. In class 6 we have learned the properties of whole numbers. Here we will learn the properties of integers. Okay. Properties of integers under addition. Closure property. Study the following. Statement 5 plus 8 equal to 13. The sum is a whole number. 6 plus 3 is 9. The sum is whole number. 13 plus 5 is 18. 10 plus 2 is 12. All are whole numbers. 2 plus 6 is also 8. That is also a whole number. So the sum of two whole numbers is always a whole number. You will find this to be true. Thus we say that the whole numbers follow the closure property of addition. Do integers satisfy the closure property of addition? Study the following additions and complete the blanks. Okay, 6 plus 3 is 9, minus 10 plus 2 is 8, minus 3 plus 0 is minus 3, that is minus 8. Okay, previous case. Minus 5 plus 6 is 1, minus 2 plus minus 3 is minus 5, 7 plus minus 6 is 1. Is the sum of two integers always an integer? Yes. Can we give an example of pair of integers whose sum is not integer? No. You will not be able to find such a pair. Therefore, integers are also closed under addition. In general, for any two integers a and b, a plus b is also an integer. Commutative property. Study the following and fill in the blanks. 4 plus 3 is 7, 3 plus 4 is 7, 4 plus 3 equal to 3 plus 4 equal to 7. That is a plus b equal to b plus a. That is commutative property. Similarly, we add as many pairs of whole numbers as you wish. Do you find any pairs of whole numbers for which the sum is different? Then the order is changed. When the order is changed, okay, you will not find such a pair. Thus, we say that the addition of whole numbers is commutative. Is addition of integers commutative? Study the following and fill in the blanks. 5 plus minus 6 is minus 1. Minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1. Right. So what is the conclusion? 5 plus minus 6 or minus 6 plus 5 equal to minus 1. So So similarly, minus 2 plus 7, 2 plus minus 7, in both the cases that is minus 7, minus 4 plus minus 5, or minus 5 plus minus 4, both are minus 9. Did you find any page of integers where this property doesn't satisfy? No, I don't think so. Therefore, the addition of the addition is commutative for integers. Okay, in general, for any two integers a and b, a plus b equal to b plus a. Associative property. Let us study the following examples: a plus b plus c, or a plus b plus c. That is 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9 in the first example. 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. Okay. So similarly, you can check the other examples as well. Therefore, you can say that the integers follow the associative property under addition. So you can try this, you will get the same answer in both the cases. In general, for any three integers a, b and c, a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c. Okay. Additive identity. Carefully study the following. Minus 2 plus 0 is minus 2. 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 0 is 8. Minus 10 plus 0 is minus 10. On addition, adding zeros to integers, do you get the same integer? Yes. Therefore, 0 is called additive identity for integers. In general, for any integer a plus 0 equal to 0 plus a equal to a. Add the following: 2 plus 0 2, 0 plus 3 3, 5 plus 0 5. Similarly, add 0 to as many whole numbers as possible. Is 0 the additive identity for whole numbers? Yes. Additive inverse. What should we add it to 3 to get the additive identity 0? That is what additive inverse is. For 3 it is minus 3. For 7 minus 7. For minus 10 it is 10. In each pair given above, one integer is called additive inverse of the other integer. In general, for an integer a, there exists an integer minus a such that a plus minus a equal to 0. Both the integers are called additive inverse of each other. Properties of integers under multiplication. Closure property. Study the following and complete the table. 9 into 8 is 72. The product is an integer. 10 into 0 is 0, again integer. 5 into minus 3, minus 15, again integer. Is it possible to find a pair of integers whose product is not integer? You will not find this to be possible. Do you remember fractions and decimals are not integer? Yes. Therefore, integers follow the closure property of multiplication. In general, if a and b are two integers, a into b is also an integer. 2 into 3, 5 into 4, 3 into 6, that is 6, 20, 18. Similarly, multiply any two whole numbers of your choice. Is the product of two whole numbers always a whole number? Yes. Commutative property. We know that multiplication is commutative for whole numbers. It is also commutative for integers. 5 into minus 2 is minus 10, minus 2 into 5 is minus 10, 5 into minus 2 equal to minus 2 into 5 equal to minus 10. Okay. Therefore, multiplication of integers follows the commutative property. In general, for any two integers a and b into b equal to b into a. Associative property. Consider the multiplication of 2, minus 3 and minus 4 grouped as follows. A into b into c, that is minus 6 into minus 4 is 24, equal to a into b into c, that is minus 3 into minus 4, 12, 2 into 12 is 24. Okay. In both the cases, the answer is same. In general, for any integers a, b and c, a into b into c equal to a into b into c. Okay, this you can try, you will get the same answer. 5 into 2 into 3 equal to 5 into 2 into 3. Is the associative property true for whole numbers? Take many more examples and verify this. Yes, it will be satisfied. Distributive property. We know that a into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into c. That is multiplication distributes over addition. Okay. So minus 2 into 1 plus 3 is minus 2 into 1 plus minus 2 into 3. So in left hand side it is minus 8, right hand side minus 2 plus minus 6 minus 8. Okay, so it is valid in general for any integers a, b and c. A into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into c. So what is multiplicative identity? 1 is the multiplicative identity of integers. Okay, if you multiply with the multiplicative identity, you will get the same integers. 2 into 1 is 2, minus 5 into 1 is minus 5, like that 1 into minus 5 is minus 5. So in general for any integer a into 1 equal to 1 into a equal to a. So multiplication by 0, we know that any whole numbers when multiplied by 0 gives 0. What happens in case of integers? Study the following: minus 3 into 0, 0, 0 into minus 8, 0, 9 into 0, 0. This shows the product of integer and 0 is always 0. In general for an integer a into 0 equal to 0 into a equal to 0. So verify the following. Yeah, this is valid. This is also valid. For an integer a, what is minus 1 into a equal to minus a. Determine the integer whose product is minus 5, minus 1. Determine the integer whose product with minus 1 is 5. That is minus 5. Find the product using suitable properties. Okay, take minus 48 common. This will become 26 minus 36, that is minus 10. So this is minus 480. Okay. So a into b into c. Okay. Nothing but a into b into c. 53 into 125 4 500. 500 2 there, 2 1000. 1000 into 53, 53,000 minus 53,000. This is 100, 1000, 15,000. Okay. Here this you can write it as 100 plus 2. So 4100 plus 82. Okay. 4182 minus 4182. You can take 625 common in this case. 65 minus 35 is 30. So 6250 into 3. Oh, sorry. Both are added up because this is also minus, this is also minus 100. So minus 62,500. And this is 3,500. Okay. No, 350. 350 minus 14. That means 340. 336. Okay. Minus 17 into minus 29. This can be written as 30 minus 1. Okay, 17 into 30. 510. 510 minus 17. 510 minus 17. 500 minus 7. 493 is the answer. In this case, you can take 57 common. 19 plus 1, 20. So 570 into 2. 1040. 1040. Okay, that is the answer. Okay, we'll continue from the properties of integers and the subtraction in the next session. Okay, thank you.